Okay, so today's video is going to be about movies versus video games. Now, let's be clear. I'll put video games against any other medium. Books, poetry, music, movies, whatever. Video games win out hand over hand. They're a better medium. They combine all other art forms, from music to acting to design to art, everything. And it's engaging. It's not a passive medium. When I read a book, it's going to happen no matter what. The events are going to unfold the same way. Even on Choose Your Own Venture, sorry, go left to right. It's whatever. It's very limited experience, very passive. And the same thing goes for movies. When I watch the experience, as much as I enjoy movies, and let me be clear, I love movies, passive experience. It's passive. So here is why I believe video games are better than movies, period. Movies, typically, I'm not talking about our gluttonous need for more, and we love more of the same, and it's guilty pleasure, because I definitely have guilty pleasures. Movies get worse with sequels, where video games typically improve with sequels. Okay, so let's just set this outside the middle and just establish this. Movies can have great sequels. They can. If you should get into this conversation with anybody, we all basically should agree that Aliens is the greatest sequel of all time. Here's the thing, though. There's a formula for making a great movie sequel, and that's what Aliens had. It had an okay concept, a really good concept, good concept that was, expanded upon for the sequel. Everything got ratcheted up, the action, everything. Same thing with Terminator 2. Same thing, you take a decent concept that was executed, so you're kind of botching the first one, and you improve it with the sequel. Same thing with Captain America, and then Captain America Winter Soldier, Thor, and the second one, Dark World, because you have an okay idea, and you improve upon it dramatically. Or you get good sequels like The Dark Knight Rises, because you're telling a different story. The trouble with movies is they end up being cash grabs, and because of their passive medium, they don't want to alienate the audience. So they end up making these horrible sequels that do not, let me be clear about this, despite enjoying some of these titles, they do not add value to the first. It's a rehash of the first, where, again, video games, the medium improves. The user interface, the game mechanics, it all works out so much better. Now, setting aside here prequels and reboots, because those can be pretty cool, like Star Trek, a reboot, or a remake, if you'll really call it that, pertaining to the first, storyline didn't happen, stuff like that. There are those good examples, again, of movies that actually succeeded. That's because you're botching the first, though. For video games, you can make a really good, solid first video game, and they just get better. So let me list off some movies here. Feel free to be offended if anything catches your ear. And these movies do have sequels, and they're pretty shitty. All right, so let's go with Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, Lethal Weapon, the sequel for that. All these have sequels, rehashing the same crap. Oh no, it's Riggs and Murtaugh again. They're gonna get in trouble. Riggs is gonna dislocate his arm and get free. He's gonna happen to find the one person who killed his wife. Whatever, stupid. And Murtaugh's gonna do that neck thing and shoot a guy. Whatever. American Pie, Nightmare on Elm Street. As much as I love the second Predator. It didn't need to happen. Didn't improve the first. Silence of the Lambs, Karate Kid. Daniel's gonna get taught something new, and I don't mean the shitty Will Smith not Will Smith, Jaden Smith remake. It wasn't even karate. We're not gonna talk about it. Shrek, Jurassic Park, Grease 2, Matrix. Come on, past the Matrix, those other two didn't add any value to that series. Hangover, Son of the Mask, obviously Mask 2, Speed 2. Caddyshack, Blade. The list goes on, and I had a much longer list. I'm going to cut it down, though. So let's start talking about video games. They constantly improve. Let's start with Resident Evil, back on PlayStation. Resident Evil 2 blew us out of the water. Tomb Raider again and again, and Resident Evil is being reinvented right now. Tomb Raider got reinvented with the new series. on PS3 and PS4 and Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Grand Theft Auto, look where it started, look where it's at now. The Elder Scrolls series, from the PC to Oblivion to Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Mass Effect series, Dragon Age series, 1, 2, and 3 just got better. I know there's some missteps with 2, and people that weren't crazy about Dragon Age 2. The story was incredible, though, and it just kept getting better, especially Inquisition. Star Wars Battlefront, look where it began, look where it's at. God of War 1, 2, 3, now the reboot coming. They just get better. Halo, Gears of War, The Legend of Zelda. Look where it began. Look where it's at now. Mario. Each iteration of Mario gets better. 1, 2, 3. You can knock what you want about 2. It was still incredible. Both versions over season here. Metroid, Super Metroid, Metroid Prime, and the list goes on for video games. Video games are just a superior medium, period. We talk about artistic expression. You start talking about sequels. You don't need to rehash anything. You invent new game mechanics. You engage the stories. You go further. And again, it's not something that you sit back and watch. It's something that you actually participate in, which keep video games on the top of the charts. We talk about they make the most money out of makes the most money out of any medium there is out there. So movies, I enjoy them. I watch them. I sit there, like them. Video games, just a superior medium, especially when you have to tell a story in a video game, comparatively. So if you have any thoughts on this, if you disagree, feel free to let me know. If you think anything should be added to the list, start talking with your friends. Talk about shitty movie sequels that do not add value. Not that you enjoy, because there are plenty of crappy sequels that I enjoy that do not add value. Iron Man 2, sorry, didn't add any value to that story. Spider-Man 2, 3, didn't add value. So talk about those things and then start looking at video games and see how well video games improve. It's impressive.